everyone, and welcome to a new episode of CBNME Connect. I am thrilled to have Hennessy, the Group Managing Director of Douglas OHI, to join us on our show. A company which has grown out of a British-Omani joint venture into a leading name in GCC when it comes to complex delivery of energy and infrastructure projects. Thank you, Aaron, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
How are you today?
Good. I'm excited to be here.
I am so glad. I think we've been trying to do this for a really long time.
Yeah, to align our calendars.
Exactly. So, how are you? How was your journey to Dubai?
It's good. I enjoy always coming into Dubai and into UAE. There's always a sense of energy, and that's great. Any place where you go where there's energy, you just want to be part of it.
I agree. I completely. Dubai has that energy, that's for sure. Now, before we get into everything, which is going to be a little bit more serious, let's go back in the history. What really pushed you into engineering and construction, and how was your journey when it came to, leading up to where you are in Douglas
As
today?
an individual?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So construction, I was always interested in construction that every day is different. And I didn't want to get into an industry that every day is the same thing. And I wanted an industry where you could travel, and construction allows that. So I started my career graduated as an engineer, and then starting on sites, I just loved the togetherness. You have your 10 o'clock tea break, and you're in having your tea. You're a junior, but you're surrounded by a wealth of experience, and you're listening to stories, and that was always fun. The good, the bad, the ugly was always discussed, but it was always exciting. And then you just, you go with your eyes open, you're listening, you find somebody that you aspire to be, you find a mentor, and then you just progress.
What gave you the pathway to Douglas?
How
did that journey start?
So probably during these tea breaks, I was listening to people that traveled abroad, and I said, I'd like to do that one day. So I left Ireland, actually came to Dubai, and worked here for maybe 7 years, joined BAM International, and then it was just eye-opener to see the scale, to see how it's done. And from there, I went to Qatar, into Libya, into Liberia, and then back into Libya. And then Libya had its challenges, and I decided then, I think I'll make a move. And then I found Douglas OHI and then shifted to Oman.
Wonderful. Now, I also mentioned that the company used to be or has come out of a British-Omani joint venture.
Correct.
You have seen that entire
Correct.
phase. And you've also now are playing a very important role in leading its future. So how is that entire transition, and what is the way moving forward for you?
So externally, it would be known as a joint venture between Douglas, which originated from the UK, and OHI. But within the company, it's only seen as Douglas OHI. So we don't consider it a joint venture. So it wasn't difficult from within the company to look outwards to say that we can do this. We did a lot of work in heavy industrial civil works with many of the EPCs. Those EPCs were saying, can you not come and support us in these other countries? And for a while we were saying, there's no need, we're okay here. And then it was, why not? We can do this. We have now 45 years today, 45 years old. We have the experience. What's stopping us? There's nothing stopping us. It can often be here.
Yeah.
So we decided we will do it. We will go into the UAE and we will go into Saudi. Okay, how are we going to do it? Well, we should do it together, because pain is pain. Go through the pain now of setting up the business. But don't just do it here and go through that pain and then start here and go through more pain. So we did it at the same time. And we were fortunate that we did that quite successfully. Established, mobilized, won work, and now today we can say that we've delivered some complex work already in both UAE and in Saudi.
Any project in particular in the past that you have worked on has left a beautiful mark in your head, in your memories? It could be beautiful in a good way. It could be beautiful in a way that you got to learn a lot of things out of it.
That's a very good question and very hard to answer because I enjoy all the projects.
Yeah.
So the first project in Saudi, that's special. The first project in UAE, that's special. The win is always exciting. My job satisfaction is just to see the people, when I get to site, to see their growth. So we spend a lot of time in recruitment, bringing in young graduates, employees that maybe have 2, 3, 4, 5 years experience and they're looking to develop further. So to see those come in on any project and 2 years later, their own development, that's special.
You also did mention that there is a very big part and emphasis made on the people. What is that one thing that you feel in terms of the culture of the company is very important, and what are you trying to change? And how do you want your employees to look at you when it comes to the whole culture of the company?
I don't necessarily want them to see me. When I go to site, I'm not the center of attention, yeah, and shouldn't be. They should carry on and behave like they normally do. Without, it's our workforce. They make the company. So if I decide tonight that I want to go to a restaurant and I stay out late, and I decide tomorrow that I'm not going to go until 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, the business will survive. If they decide that they want to stay out till 10 o'clock and not go to work in the morning, I've got a big problem. So it is our workforce that are the business. And then if you go the other way, then it's my responsibility and all our staff's responsibility to understand who makes our salaries. They make our salary. So we need to show respect and have proper value and place it correctly with our workforce.
That's beautiful. I think I completely agree to what you're saying.
Yeah.
Also, when we're talking about business, there's this one word which has taken over a lot of things called technology, digital transformation, disruption. How are you seeing technology playing a big part in the wider industry, and what are you doing to implement those positive changes at Douglas?
Yesterday, funnily enough, I was in a meeting with a client in Abu Dhabi, and they asked a similar question. What new technology are you going to bring to this site? So it was a new award, seawater intake, on Lower Zuckham. And we had 3D printed the seawater intake. So I said, this is not new technology, but we're trying to use it in a different way.
Correct.
Yeah. So we were able to say that from a health and safety point of view, we can now bring to the workforce to say, take it all apart like Lego and say, this is what we're going to build, so that they can see it not necessarily on 2D, but on 3D. So some of the technology just needs to be revisited and used in a different way. There's a lot of focus on AI, and that's going to play a huge role. For Douglas OHI, our approach at the moment is we need a strategy to be able to live in the new AI world.
Correct. But if I also do recall, you guys are a big when it comes to sustainability as well. So now, do you think while applying these technological advancements, you can still be sustainable?
Yeah, I think we have no choice. We have to.
And how are you doing that?
We have to, what we should be doing is having better engagement with our clients. Often it is that to win works, you have to be compliant. So you prepare your bid and you sign a piece of paper that says that your bid is compliant. So we have to follow what has already been specified. I think as an industry, we need more collaboration, more engagement to say, we have this new world that we want to be part of, and therefore for us to be able to act in a better way, in a more sustainable way, we want to have a voice. So we want to go and say, this is what we can do. If you can hear our voice and modify your specification, it's a win for everybody.
And just to build on that, that maybe sometimes collaborations and partnerships might not be big in number. It could be a challenge itself. Are there any other challenges that you're seeing?
Most of the time it's going to be with people. technology is out there for the taking.
Yeah.
So we have to change the mindset, and it's about the growth mindset and letting go of some old habits that served well in the past.
Yeah.
But we can change. And sometimes it's very hard to change. But it's always going to be in the mindset. So then it goes back to education and training. We have a safety campaign. We've been running it now for many years, and it's called It's Okay. It's okay to talk to me. It's okay to talk. That doesn't necessarily mean just health and safety and well-being. It can be about anything. It's okay. And again, it's about that communication. Taking time out just to sit down and have a conversation. We're in a rush every day. Programs are getting more intense. Pressure is there. But if we just switch off the phone, put it on silent. We spoke about this. And just take 5 minutes. Take a breather. Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah. I mean, it is okay. And I've read about the campaign. It's phenomenal.
It's simple.
It's simple. It's phenomenal. And I think a lot of people should start adapting that. And communication is a key. I think it's very important to communicate. When we are talking about people, we're talking about technology, we're talking about sustainability, we're talking about different key elements which is holding up the company today. Can you name me 2 other big superior pillars that is keeping you going? And it could be personal, it could be professional. What are your 2 pillars?
Well, I think it'll come back to family. So I'm a father, I have 2 young children. One is 11 and one is 6. My 11-year-old now is beginning to challenge me, as she should. She's coming of age, and I want the world to be better, like any parent, for the next generation. I don't want it to be easy. They should have their own challenges so that they become confident in themselves. And I take that and you think of your family, you think of your business. If I'm accepting the challenge from my children, I should also be accepting then from our employees to be open. A lot of our ideas are not coming from me. They're coming from down throughout the organization, including into the supply chain.
Yes.
And again, I think if we're mature enough to stop and listen, and not to be telling people what to do. There's something there.
Makes sense.
All too often we tell people what to do.
Exactly, yeah.
When I go to site and I look at something and I say, why are we doing it like that? If I go over and I engage and say, I have 2 ways to approach it. I can go in aggressive and say, what the hell are you doing? Why are you doing it like that? More than likely that person is going to close up and be defensive. I'm not going to get a proper answer. I'm going to get an answer. But if I go over and using It's Okay and say, excuse me, can I just interrupt for a moment? Can you tell me what it is that you're doing and why it is that you're doing it? Most likely I'll get an answer. I've been told to do it like that. Yeah? Then I'll follow that chain.
Yeah.
So that individual has been told by somebody else. I'll go to them. I'll get a similar story and it goes all the way up. I might even find it comes back to me. Because I've said, this is how I want it done.
Fair.
Yeah. So again, it is just to understand the lines of communication, break it down and keep it simple.
Lovely. Now that we're also talking about this, I don't know, it just triggered this question.
Yeah.
Supply chain disruptions that I think it's just not you. All the industries have seen through because of the regional instability. The projects keep going. The sites have to keep running. How did you navigate that?
I think we've been here before recently with COVID. We've had an external interference, we call it like that, and it has come in and interfered with the business. So again, it is what lessons we have taken from COVID about resilience. It is about leaning in and the engagement, getting around the table to say, okay, this is what's happening. How are we going to deal with that? And it hasn't been easy. This kind of situation is not easy for anybody. But again, it goes back to communication. And it's not just down to the supply chain. It's up to our employers, our clients as well, to say, this is the situation. how are we going to manage together
Yeah.
through this? Some behaviour has been similar to COVID in terms of how the market reacts also.
Yeah.
Yeah. So history repeats. We have lessons. We should be taking those lessons and applying them.
I think a lot of people did eventually figure their way out after maybe like 48 hours of panic, but
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
were like, we've done it before. I
Exactly.
think we can still
Yeah.
manage. So that's, I don't know, good or a bad thing, but I think the boat is still floating. So
Yeah, exactly.
that's a plus sign. Also, last time when we spoke, you did mention that for 2027, you are eyeing Qatar and Bahrain
Yes.
as the next market.
Yes.
How's that going? And
Good. We've already commercial registration in Bahrain.
Okay.
So we're slightly ahead.
Okay.
We are pricing works there at the moment, and Qatar is certainly on our radar. So I think within the next 12 months, inshallah.
Lovely. And how's project pipeline looking for 2027?
Lots of opportunity out there. There is a pause in the market because of what's going on. So I think that's just going to stack up the opportunities. I'm not fearful of not winning work. The challenge, I think, for everybody is going to be resources. Yeah, and I'm not talking about, I'm talking human resources.
Yeah.
There's going to be huge demand on
Yeah.
human resources. And again, if any company is behaving appropriately and correctly, you should be able to attract the talent that you want.
Great. Last question. When I say the future, or the future that you are eyeing for Douglas, what would that be?
That's another very good question. The future for Douglas OHI. Success for me is that no matter what site you go to, it's the same site. It's consistent. So go back to the earlier conversation. Why did we go into UAE and Saudi? It's because our clients in the past were asking us. Their experience that they had with us in Oman is what they want. I want to make sure that they get the experience, the same experience, a better experience, but nothing less. But to do that and to have that growth, it is that you have to bring in new resources, and that's fine, that's no issue. But as long as we don't change our behavior, our values remain strong, that's what I wish for.
Thank you so much, and looking forward to seeing you again.
And thank you again.
And having more conversations, but thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.